from Lord Jamar.
Peace.
Peace.
Could you speak up just a little bit?
Peace. Can you hear me?
Yup, that's a lot better.
Okay.
Welcome to Gully TV, man. I'm very, very honored and flattered to be able to do this. You truly one of my favorite MCs. This is a dynamite opportunity, man. I appreciate you, giving me some time out your day to come on, sit down with Gully TV. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me on Folks with Gully TV.
First thing I wanted to run by you is recently it's been announced on social media that Mumia Abu-Jamal, he's been given some relief. What you got? How do you feel about that?
He's been given a release?
He's been given some relief. Some relief. When I say relief, they've received one of his appeals, and he might be getting a new trial or something of that nature.
Correct. From what I understand, his rights have been reinstated. I know in that his right to even have a new trial was reinstated.
Okay.
There was some shady shit seen, with the last prosecutor who became a judge later or something like that, and it was found to be some bias within the trial, so he was restored his rights.
Right.
To basically a new trial.
Okay.
He got taken off of death row back in 2011, but now it's about trying to, he's always maintained his innocence, and it's about trying to get him free,
Can you offer our listeners any insight on Mumia Abu-Jamal's actual relevance in terms of being a black activist, journalist, et cetera, et cetera? Could you shed some light on who he is prior to, the death row situation?
Right. I mean, well, briefly, Mumia Abu-Jamal was a former Black Panther. I think he joined the Black Panthers when he was 14 or something like that. And, he came up to be a journalist and a radio personality, especially in the Philadelphia area. I think he was the president of the Black Journalists of Philadelphia, something to that effect. And he had, he was an outspoken, articulate brother. He identified with the MOVE organization. For those who might not know, the MOVE had, at least 2 standoffs with the police, and one in which the police actually dropped a bomb on a city block, trying to take these brothers and sisters out, not caring if they had children and all that in the house. But, he identified with that type of movement and supported those type of movements. And, back in 1981, he just so happened to come across a scene where his younger brother was being pulled over by a police officer. I guess the officer's name was Daniel Faulkner. And, his brother supposedly got into a confrontation with the police officer. Mumia went over there to try and help him, and apparently the policeman was shot, and they tried to say that Mumia did it. He always has maintained his innocence. There's been a lot of funny shit surrounding the case, but while he was locked, he was convicted and put on death row. Now, while he was on death row, he became very outspoken, just for his comments and writings about the criminal justice system and just this whole system at large, and he definitely became somebody in hip-hop that we focused on and, looked to and allied ourselves with, especially in the conscious era of hip-hop. So after all this time, where he spent 30 years on death row, finally to get off death row, to go into general population, now we're just trying to see it, the full way through and see if we can get this brother free for what we believe, because there's a lot of things that you got to put into context too, like the Philadelphia police office, especially at that time, was super racist. The mayor and all of that, the whole government of Philadelphia, super racist against black people. And so there's a lot of shady shit surrounding this motherfucking case. And, as far as a lot of us are concerned, he's one of our political prisoners right now, basically.
Without a doubt, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate your insight on that, because the other day I posted a picture of him as soon as I became abreast of his the changing of his status as far as him leaving death row. I posted a picture of him, and even though I put his name on there, you know, our people, they don't always do their own research. They wanted to know who he was, so
Right.
I was insulted by. I mean, if you don't know, you don't know, but I was insulted by the fact a lot of times our people are very much aware of what's going on with people like Shoddy and 6ix9ine and, you know, the latest bullshit, but don't be abreast on, you know, soul food. Word.
Actively fighting for your liberation and your freedom. You know, like this man stands more than just, you know, being wrongly accused. We see with this, you know, the exonerated five and all that. He represents all of us like that, you know, that can easily go to the aid of someone or you know, inadvertently get caught up in this criminal justice system and never get out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that could be any one of us, like, you know, so
yeah,
we got to really know what's going on out there. And especially, you know, someone like him, the intelligence, and if you really want to emulate someone, you know, well, then the type of mindset and intelligence that Mumia displays, and the eloquence of which he speaks and all of that is something to be, you know, replicated.
No doubt.
Community.
Lord Jamar, could you shed some light on your name, on your title, how you came into the understanding of wearing a title such as Lord Jamar?
Well, you know, when I got knowledge of self back when I was like 14, 15, you know, my enlightener, True King, his name was True King Allah. He was from Hollis, Queens, and he had moved to Nauru, the ROCHELLE. And, you know, he gave me a list of names, basically, you know, and just see a whole bunch of different names and, you know, combinations of names. And Lord was on that list, but Jamar wasn't on the list.
Okay.
I kind of just came up with Jamar, actually. But when I came up with it, I formed it through the math. The Lord is like a master, you know what I mean? Like, a lot, you know, a little bit. Yeah.
Your audio breaking up just a little bit. Okay.
But yeah, so Lord is a master, you know. Now you heard titles like Lord such and such in like the English monarchy and all of that, you know what I mean? Like how they try to exalt themselves, but you know, the Lord of all lords is God. You know what I mean?
Right.
So at that time, coming into the knowledge of self, you know, you striving to find a name that you feel fits you and suits you well. You know what I mean? And to coming into a discovery and realization of yourself as God, you know.
All right.
And like Lord was a good intro, I could say. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like a good intro. And then the name Jamar, when I on that mathematics, like, so each letter has its corresponding number. You know what I mean?
Right.
J 11, A is 1, you know what I mean? M is 13. So when that all comes down, that born's 43. 4 and 3 is 7. You know what I mean?
Got it.
So it's like, yeah. So these are just two ways to, you know what I mean? That God is a master and Jamar is God. You know? So that's what I came with, Lord Jamar.
What year did you officially become a part of the group, the legendary group Brand Nubian? How did all of that come into play?
All right. So prior to Brand Nubian, Grand Puba was in a group called Masters of Ceremonies. Now they had a couple hit singles at the time, Sexy and Crackdown. Now, around that time, I'm probably like 17 years old and shit. And I'm like, you know, but I'm an MC and I'm a DJ and I'm known in their show or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm a cool fly nigga. You know what I mean? I got my little jewels and I dress and all that type of shit. So, long story short, me and Puba meet. You know, one day he was doing, because he would DJ too sometimes, and one day he needed to like borrow a turntable, and one of my mans knew Puba, and Puba was already like famous in Rochelle, you know what I mean? Like he was like a celebrity in Rochelle, because he's a little older than us too.
Okay.
So anyway, Grand Puba, just, you know, just imagine you was a little nigga in Grandmaster Caz or somebody hit you up. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it was, like, at the time. Like, he just called me out of nowhere, like, yo, this is Grand Puba. Oh, word, get the fuck out of yo. I need to borrow a turntable. Hell yeah. You know what I mean? So we got cool from that. You know what I mean?
So at the beginning, the day that you got that phone call, you was like in the position of being an actual fan.
Yes, but like a local fan.
Okay.
He wasn't a big rapper yet.
Right.
They might have had a record out called Crime that y'all never heard of, but like we was from New Rochelle, so we knew about it. You know what I mean? And he made a record.
Right.
Before they made records, he was like, you know, he was one of these niggas you see on the flyers for the high school parties and the boys club parties and shit like that. Grand Puba Maxwell, Playbag MCs, and you know what I mean?
Right.
Like that was some of the crews back in New Rochelle back in the days, the Webster Boys and all that crazy shit. So anyway, but yeah, he was like one of the main ones.
Right.
So yeah, to get that call. But now, mind you, I already fuck with some hip-hop dudes. Like, I was fucking with Dal C from the Crash Crew before this.
Okay.
Like, he was the first one to really, like, I met him through my man, Ja Will, and he was the really first one to, like, take niggas under the wing, kind of, and be like, yo, shorty, you nice. Like, you could rhyme, you know what I mean? So this nigga's taking me to, like, the parties on 135th in Harlem and shit at the YMCA over there. And this is where, like, Dougie Fresh and Rob Bass and all these niggas is up in there before they really, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
They doing their thing, but, like, it wasn't big yet. You know what I mean? I'm seeing all of that shit.
Right.
And this nigga's trying to put me on, but whatever. He ended up passing away. Rest in peace, Gal C from the Crash Crew.
Mm-hmm.
So, I start hanging, you know what I mean? Puba's, like, hits me up from time to time. He starts taking me to little shows and shit like that. You know what I mean? I used to have my little jewels and shit like that, my little leathers and shit like that, you know what I mean? And Puba was a fly dressing nigga, but like to put it all together, sometimes he'd be like, yo, let me rock that chain or whatever to the show. No problem. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm just happy to be there type of shit, you know? Let me rock that leather. You got it.
Right.
I mean, not that he ain't have his own shit or whatever, but, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Voltron.
All together. Yeah, it just make it all better. So now he bringing a little nigga to the show and shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I was just, you know, one of them side niggas on the stage and just rolling with the crew type of shit. Like, matter of fact, I'm in the video sexy. You can find me in the crowd and shit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, anyway, fucking, so we doing that. He's now trying to, like, produce me and shit. You know what I mean? Like he sees I could rhyme and all that, because I started as a DJ, but then, you know, I started getting in my rhyming shit. So he's like trying to produce me as a solo artist or whatever.
Right.
So we doing that, but he don't really have equipment. We gotta fuck with this dude who got this equipment, and that dude was not reliable, and it was a lot to even get work done.
Right.
But as he's fucking with me, he also meets Sadat. Now, Sadat is my age, you know what I mean? I already met Sadat on some fucking freestyle shit in the park type of shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I used to run up on any fucking cypher, and you know what I mean? Whenever they have parties, I want to, yo, you gonna let me DJ or you gonna let me rhyme or some shit?
Right.
I was one of those niggas, like, I'm you know, rhymes going in the park, I want in type of shit.
Right.
So, boom. So I seen these niggas freestyling. I rap on a nigga. I'm thinking I'm one of the nicest niggas my age in their shell. And then boom, here comes Sadat, whose voice was just as deep as it is now when he was like 15 or some shit. You know what I mean? But he didn't looked like he could rhyme. He kind of looked, thought he was going to be kind of a square, but he was kicking some shit. And I was like, yo, this nigga is nasty. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So later on, I was like, yo, I met this kid named DERRICK X. I'm thinking about fucking with him. I was like, yo, fuck with him. Like, he's nice. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I met him. I know him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now he's fucking with both of us separately or whatever. Boom. His group break up or whatever. Now I always secretly wanted to be in that group. You know what I mean? Because it was him, this dude, Don Barron, who was not officially in the group, but he was kind of in the group. And it was Puba's cousin, Doctor Who. Now, don't no disrespect to my man, Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who. That's his cousin. But he wasn't the nicest MC. He didn't take it serious as Puba did. You know what I mean?
Right.
I feel like his flow was a little stiff, and he was just like, he wasn't a real rapper type of dude, like type of personality. You know what I mean?
Right.
And man, if I had his place, we'd be out here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm like thinking in my mind, shit, I would have loved to have been in the master ceremonies. Then them niggas broke up. So Puba, I was like, damn, not sure what to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, then should he do some solo shit? But then he still got me and Sadat. I remember we was in the Nerd Show Mall at the time and shit. This was before the new Rock City and all this type of shit. This was when it was a real mall. And I'm like, yo, bro, you know what the fuck we should do? Me, you, and fucking DERRICK X. Yo, we should fucking be a group, yo. You know what I mean? Right. I'm telling you, that shit would be crazy. It's just like, yo, word. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm with that. Like it like clicked in his mind or some shit. Like, he was like, yeah, that's it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then boom. So now then once he had that in his mind, now niggas, he just hit the ground running. I guess he just started making phone calls. We ain't had no music or nothing. This nigga just started making phone calls. He's like, yo, come on, we gotta go downtown. We gotta meet in that Tommy Boy. We gotta meet in here.
Right.
We ain't even got a name, music, nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? But niggas know Grand Puba. You know what I mean?
Right.
Master ceremony. So boom, we fucking go to Tommy Boy. I forgot. We might have went to one or two. So we end up at Tommy Boy though. And then nigga Dante Ross is over there. De La Soul and all them niggas is already over there. You know what I mean? We happy to be in the fucking building. So we talking to fucking Dante. He's all on Puba dick. You know what I mean? Like, he don't know who we are though.
Right.
And so fucking so he's like, all right, well, I fucks with you, but I'm gonna need to, hear something. Y'all need to like put together a song or something so I can play for these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? So we was like, all right. So we left. So now we go up to the Bronx, Arlington Avenue, where my man Jazzy J had a studio up there and shit. And when I say my man, really that's Puba's man, but he's all our mans now.
Right.
At the time, that was Puba's man. And so we had to go up there and hang out. We used to be up there already, but now we're like trying to make our shit. But we ain't really got money for no studio time. So we gotta just hang out there for like 2 weeks. And basically, like, try to get the extra time, like, when niggas is done with their sessions, and if this nigga Jay feel like letting us do the shit at the end of the night, and we can get in there and play some records and try to loop some shit up, and you know what I mean? So it took, like, 2 weeks of that type of shit till finally we had a song down, and then bang. So now we go back with the song, you know what I mean? Shit was called I Ain't Going Out Like That. It might be on the internet somewhere. But we never really put it out like that. He loves it. Oh, then this shit was hard. Oh, he's like, oh man, this shit is crazy. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all I need now, so what's the name? Like, what's y'all's name? Like, he's looking at each other and shit. Like, he's like, well, y'all just gotta come up with a name. So he's like, all right. We'll be back. We went back to Jazzy J's studio, and now we just there on some, like, having a naming session. Like, we just sitting in the front lobby part of the shit, like, the reception area, and we just started thinking of names and writing shit down, and you know what I mean. Now Rule Mob, Nubian Force, and all kind, and then you know what I mean. And then somewhere it was just like, I don't know, it just came in my head, bro. I said brand new, because we wanted to use that Nubian shit because that was almost like cutting edge at the time,
right?
To call black people Nubian, like, and I had got that from these Dr. York books that I was reading at the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so he was talking about Nubian a lot in those fucking books. I was like, brand Nubian. You know what I mean? Like, that's a nice little play on words. That sounded kind of slick.
Right.
And so, boom, we put that up. And then we had a vote, and I think it was that, or either, I forget. I think now Mob might have been one. And it ended up being voted, and it was brand Nubian, and bomb. So now we go back, tell the nigga brand Nubian. I know niggas said it too, like that too, like brand Nubian. Like we liked it, but then we still wasn't sure because the shit just sounded like so different than anything else.
Right.
And then the motherfucker was just like, brand Nubian, I love it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, yeah, brand Nubian. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then that was it. But now he's like, but listen, I'm about to leave, Tommy Boy. I just got a job offered at fucking Elektra. It's a way bigger label. Like, you know what I mean? Like, y'all could be the first rap group directly signed to these motherfuckers. Like, what's up? You don't want to come with me over there?
Right.
We was like, fuck it, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like,
made the right decision.
Word. Yeah, in retrospect. Yeah.
So,
and then the rest was history.
So at which point did y'all get to, Sunshine and all of these, legendary records and shit? At which point did these legendary records start?
Once we started doing the album.
So y'all got the name and y'all debut album.
We had a single. First we had a single. We had a single deal. So we signed for a single deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And now if the single went well, that's how you get an album.
Okay.
Put out A side, it was called Brand Nubian, and then the B side was called Feel So Good.
Okay.
Now, at one point they started playing both of them on the radio, on the mix shows, but Feel So Good is the one that really started taking hold, like, you know what I mean? Like, people was really fucking with that one. And so, boom, it was like, all right, we're going to give y'all the album shit, you know what I mean? So now, once we start recording the album, it's just go time. Like, and niggas is just, you know what I mean? This is the time.
Damn. Did y'all,
because Puba had the experience, and me and X had like that young boy energy, you know what I mean? And to keep it a buck, like, it was my influence and all of that is why we was on some 5% shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
so you the one that had actual knowledge yourself, and you was enlightening them.
I'm the one that I had 120 at that time. Puba was a newborn when he wrote to me. When he wrote Wake Up, it was a newborn.
Okay.
But he wrote it with my right-hand man, who is the God Sincere. See, with Sincere, the God is in here. When he say that, that's my man. So me and Sincere was used to run together. And Sincere is actually younger than me. But, me and Sincere and a couple of us, we was the first, like, gods our age up in Rochelle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, we had such influence that mad niggas became God because of us. Like, you know what I mean? In Rochelle. Like, you know what I mean? Like the shit got crazy once because niggas, it just got crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, niggas wanted to be around the cool fly niggas, and we was that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so it was like, shit, I want to get knowledge too, type of shit, to the point where we was getting mad at something. Like, nigga, you ain't serious about this. Now, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you just want to hang with us, type of shit.
Right.
Get out of here.
So is Brand New being actually credited with being? I know Rakim was a 5% or 2. But
No, I'm not gonna. If you're gonna say the first 5%, is absolutely not. Absolutely not.
okay.
There's plenty of 5%ers in hip hop from its inception. You know what I mean? Supreme Team, fucking shit. Raheem from Series 5 was God. Fucking Lord K1 from the Force MCs. Fucking what's his name? Fresh 3 MCs. The God was in there. Shit, my man. K-Bone from Rap's New Generation. Fucking there was a lot of gods. There was a lot of gods already. Just Ice was already out. You know what I mean? Like.
Okay.
Shit, Positive K. Fucking
the response.
Abu. A lot of motherfuckers.
The response that y'all
we
got.
the first ones to put the lessons in there like that.
Okay.
That's what we was the first ones to do.
Got it. The response that y'all got from the debut album, was it shocking to y'all? Like, did y'all anticipate being like superstars like that?
I ain't gonna front. Like, in my mind, I always knew. like it's hard to say, man. But like, I always knew something just about me personally. You know what I mean? Then once we got together, I knew we had something special.
Right.
Then once we started making the records, I'm not going to say I knew that every song that niggas was going to feel crazy about, but I knew certain ones. I said, if they don't like nothing, these niggas going to like One for All.
Mm-hmm.
Drop the Bomb. At that time, Drop the Bomb.
Right.
And Slow Down. I said, if they don't like nothing else, those fucking 3 right there is gonna fucking. I think that's all we need for these niggas to fuck with us.
Why did you feel that Slow Down was one of those records, which ended up being a legendary record? Why did you feel that way about that?
You just knew, like, because we tried to fuck with the beat one time before that, and it wasn't working. Maybe drums or something, but X had that record with the burn. That was, hey, shut up. That was current at that time, you know what I mean? So, like, we knew that sample was dope.
Yeah.
And then once we got the beat, that was all that beat crazy. And then once niggas put the lyrics down, oh, this crazy. Like, this is crazy. Like, you know when you got one, bro. Like, you know when you got one.
Who did the production on Slow Down?
We all kind of did the production on that. You know what I mean? Like, at that time, none of us was really hands-on, like touching buttons. We was like telling the engineers and shit what to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, chop it from here. You know what I mean?
Got it.
Now, Puba had the most experience as a producer, though. You know what I mean? But we all was lending our ear to the production shit, and you know what I mean? So some songs are more root produced than others, and you know what I mean? And some songs are produced by other people and all kind of shit, you know?
Got it.
So Harlem, man. Harlem. I be in Harlem, man. The only thing moving, man. Keeping the game up. Yup. 40th. Harlem.